So we have another toother here, and man did they manage to fit so much in a few pages back then. We start with the Vulture, a dude with wings whose face just happens to look like a vulture. Bet he's not bitter about that. Hey, welcome to Comic Lore and History. If this piques your interest, consider reading the whole issues by signing up to Marvel Unlimited at marvel.com/unlimited. Anyway, he's swooping down and stealing a briefcase, because that's what bad guys did back then. It's like, oh, I got bit by a magical genie and now I have unlimited power. Let's rob the bank and control the underworld. Anyways, in this issue we cement some Spidey tropes right off the bat. JJJ wants photos of the Vulture and hates Spider-Man. Peter is still a nerd and gets picked on by Flash. He does, however, get the idea of making a few bucks by taking photos of the Vulture, because the last time he tried to get rich quick worked out so well. Rest in peace, Ben Parker, killed for $12 by his nephew. Anyway, Spidey finds the Vulture, who bamboozles him with a barrel roll and dumps him in a water tank, which, by the way, is on every New York building apparently.
Every building?
Every building. Anyway, we get this, which is just one of those scenes that I love, and I know a lot of characters do this sort of thing, but Spidey seems to have the best moments.
You have a man crush on him.
Do not.
Do too.
I do not.
Hey, you're the one debating with your own dialogue here.
Look. Damn it. Okay, so Spidey does his brainiac thing and seeks out the Vulture, who is going to rob the most expensive jewels to ever expensify, and feels telling the whole world is the best way to go about doing it. But while they're looking up to the sky, the Vulture pops up from the sewer, the ghastly fiend.
How did he know where the men were?
Shoot, go away you. Anyways, everyone is like, oh my god, the Vulture just stole the jewels. And Spidey's like, not if I can help it. And they tussle, but this time Spidey activates his little gadget he worked on. And as he guessed, the Vulture's wings were all show and he used magnetic waves to fly.
Is that even possible?
So Spidey snaps a photo, gets money from JJJ, and Vulture goes to jail. The next story involves a tinkerer, and it's so not the tinkerer I remember. So Pete gets this job with this lab dude and is asked to go get this radio fixed by some guy who says he's a tinkerer, because I'm sure that's what normal people do.
Way to announce you're a villain.
Anyways, it turned out the tinkerer is an alien in disguise, and his alien friends are fixing radios on the cheap because that's the quickest way to world domination.
Okay.
Yeah, when Pete returns, his good old Spidey sense makes him suspicious, and he follows it to the basement where he finds said alien. Found out, they fight. Spidey gets shot and survives where no normal man could, but he gets captured and put into a bubble. He shoots a lever with his webs and gives them several what falls, and all their world domination plans are destroyed. The aliens vow never to return, and as we fade out we see Pete holding a mask. Was the Tinkerer ever human? Was he?
Well, no, that's what it implies.
Shut up. So I kind of like this ish. The Vulture defeat shows the Spidey trend of solving things with his brain over his brawn, and while it's quite a cliche encounter for the two, it's the issue that sets it all up. The Tinkerer/alien one, it's a bit of fun, and so over the top you can't really help but revel in it. But hey, on to issue 3. Dr. Octopus. What a stupid name. He'll be a one-off for sure.
Octopi are actually really smart.
I hate you. Octopi, mate. We start with Spidey cracking the skulls of some goons who couldn't crack a safe and decided to incognitically
That's not a word.
drag it to some place to break it open. Spidey starts to brag to himself about being pretty much unbeaten. I'm sure this isn't a setup for later. Meanwhile, some Roy Orbison shades-wearing scientist dude decides to make a radiation his bitch with 4 metallic arms, but because it's a comic, kaboom.
Boom.
He wakes up with said arms bonded to his very thoughts and a little bit more crazy pants. So what do when you get tentacle arms? You kidnap people and force them to do your bidding.
Kinky.
To bring lab equipment. I swear, sometimes I'm turning the internet off when you're not working. But Spidey is, by happenstance, yes, I said happenstance, at the Daily Bugle, and Triple J asks him to get a pic of freaky tentacle guys. And god damn it, I can't get that image out of my head now. Anyway, Spider-Man barges in on Doc Ock. They tussle, Doc captures Spidey and does this. I love this one panel so much. So much smugness.
I guess the Ock likes to slap them around a little.
Don't even. Later, Pete laments over the bitch slapping and being beaten for the first time and gets torn over being beaten so much he thinks about giving up for the first time. I mean, really? That's it? Hang up the duds? That's not the Pete we know. Maybe it was a bitch slap for a reason.
Because he's a bitch?
Don't swear. But wait, what a coincidence. The Human Torch turns up and gives a righteous speech about never giving up. So Pete thinks, yeah, okay, and heads to the atomic lab that Doc Ock has taken over. He takes a small detour through the chem lab and knocks up some sort of potion, bowler potion. I'm not really sure, but actually it's quite inventive. Kudos, because a fight ensues and whatever this thing is fuses two of Doc Ock's arms together. Spidey follows it up with a web to the glasses. Doc Ock decides that he doesn't want to be Roy Orbison anymore, but it's too late. Spidey moves in with a single punch because at the end of the day, Doc Ock is really a pudding cup shaped like a man. Spidey then goes back to the Human Torch to thank him. Johnny's got no idea what he's talking about, but it's a nice little scene that really is the start of one of the most satisfying bromances in comics, which gave us this miniseries. Spidey jumps some goons casing a joint. I just like saying casing a joint.
There it is again.
Anyway, since they're only casing a joint and they haven't actually done anything wrong, he is technically just webbing them up on assumption. And did he just confront the black guy for looking suspicious? Okay.
Apple pie and ice cream.
Nice distraction. Spidey webs off.
Sounds dirty.
What?
Webs off.
So Spidey swings off and he runs into the Sandman. Spidey announces that he's coming to get him with the old spider torch and then proceeds to get his butt handed to him. But his mask gets ripped in the process and he's forced to run off with a complete melodrama playing out in his mindscape. Seriously, his Aunt May is selling shoelaces on the street because his face mask was removed. I mean, for Pete's sake, Pete, tone it down a notch.
Was selling shoelaces on the street an actual thing?
I don't know, maybe in the 60s? Well, there you go. So, Sandman breaks into a bank while Pete sews a new mask and we get a flashback as to how the Sandman got his abilities.
Does it involve radiation?
Yes!
I'm picking up a theme.
Nuclear Armageddon and radiation were the climate change of its time, except it never actually happened. Anyway, Aunt May just, I hate her so much. Skip. At the Daily Bugle, Jameson's been pranked by Spider-Man from the night before and is stuck to his seat as Pete walks in. Then he goes to school. Here we learn that Pete was actually on a hot date with Liz Allen tonight and cancels. I mean, for a wallflower, nerdy geek boy, Pete gets a lot more attention than anyone I know in high school. I mean, nice physique, right? Fine, but I mean, it's just that.
You're jealous?
Heck yeah. Although probably not as jealous as I'll be when Black Cat shows up.
Who?
Yeah, I'll be in my bunk. Anyways, Pete randomly talks to the janitor with a brand new vacuum cleaner. Weird, right? So random. Such randomness and goodness. But then the Sandman turns up at school. A fight ensues and Spidey gets a quick shot in and we go through all the Sandman cliches. The hammer punches covering Spidey and Sam before sucking him up in the vacuum cleaner. I crap you not. This is so awesomely old school comics I can't help but admire it. But it gets better. To get some photos of Spidey fighting the Sandman, he fakes it with some sawdust or something. I love it. It's so awesome. So that's pretty much it, but Pete tells Liz he can totally go on a date, but Liz is like, whatever pleb, you're coward who ran out when the Sandman turned up. You'll get used to that one. It's an old Parker Luck cliche. Let's recap. Issue 2, first appearance of the Vulture. Issue 3, first appearance of Doc Ock. Issue 4, first appearance of the Sandman. Man, was Stan Lee knocking it out of the park in those days. I mean, these are all big ongoing villains back to back creating their first issues. Not to mention that all the issues are fairly solid story-wise and bit of a fun read as well. So you can see why Spider-Man became a success so quickly. Hey, thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this approach, please like and subscribe for more videos. And remember, if you're interested in reading the full story, the easiest way is to sign up to Marvel Unlimited at marvel.com/unlimited. I need to breathe.